Most guys think girls fall in love because of looks, confidence, or sweet words. But psychology says something deeper is happening behind the scenes. Before a girl truly opens her heart, she often tests the man without even realizing she's doing it. These tests are not always manipulative. Most of the time, they come from emotion, instinct, and the fear of choosing the wrong person. A woman's mind is naturally wired to look for emotional safety before emotional attachment. That's why many girls observe how a man reacts under pressure, how he behaves when things don't go his way, and whether his personality stays consistent over time. She's not just looking for attraction. She's trying to answer one silent question inside her mind. Can I trust this man with my emotions? And the interesting part is, most men fail these tests not because they are bad people, but because they don't even realize the tests are happening. One of the biggest psychological reasons girls test men is emotional stability. A girl may suddenly become distant, reply late, cancel plans, or act cold for a short period just to see how the guy reacts. If he becomes desperate, angry, insecure, or starts begging for attention, it immediately lowers her attraction. But if he stays calm, confident, and emotionally balanced, her respect for him increases. Why? Because emotional control signals strength. In psychology, people are naturally attracted to individuals who can regulate emotions during stressful situations. A woman wants to feel that the man she chooses won't emotionally collapse during difficult moments in life. She wants reassurance that he can handle pressure without losing himself. That's why calmness is more attractive than desperation. Another hidden test happens through boundaries. Sometimes a girl may disagree with a man intentionally, challenge his opinion, or push against his decisions just to see if he stands firm or changes himself to please her. This doesn't mean she wants arguments all the time. What she really wants is to know whether the man has self-respect and identity. Many men think constantly agreeing with a girl will make her like them more, but psychology often shows the opposite. When a man abandons his own opinions just to gain approval, he appears weak and insecure. Girls are naturally more attracted to men who can respect them while still standing confidently on their own beliefs. Confidence without arrogance creates emotional attraction because it makes a man appear grounded and secure in who he is. Girls also test consistency because words are cheap, but patterns reveal truth. A man can say he cares, but does he still care when he's busy, stressed, or not getting attention back? A woman watches actions over time more than dramatic romantic moments. She notices if a man's energy changes after getting her attention. Many guys act perfect in the beginning, then slowly become lazy, disrespectful, or emotionally unavailable once they feel comfortable. Because of this, girls often test whether a man's behavior stays consistent across different situations. In psychology, consistency creates trust because the human brain feels safer around predictable behavior. A girl wants to know if the version of you she sees today will still exist months later. Sometimes girls test a man's confidence around other people. For example, she may tease him in public, joke about him, or observe how he acts around attractive women or dominant men. She wants to see whether his confidence is real or fake. Many people can act confident in private, but confidence becomes visible under social pressure. If a man becomes defensive too quickly or constantly seeks validation from others, it reveals insecurity. But if he can laugh, stay relaxed, and keep his composure, it creates emotional security. Humans naturally trust people who appear socially calm because it signals higher emotional intelligence and self-worth. Another powerful psychological reason behind these tests is fear of emotional pain. Girls are often more emotionally invested in relationships, which means heartbreak can feel deeply personal. Because of this, many women unconsciously test men before fully attaching emotionally. They want to reduce risk. Imagine giving your heart to someone who disappears, lies, cheats, or changes completely after commitment. That fear exists in the back of many women's minds, especially if they've been hurt before. So when a girl asks difficult questions, observes small details, or reacts emotionally sometimes, she may actually be trying to protect herself from future pain. Men often see these moments as unnecessary drama, but underneath it is usually emotional caution. One of the most misunderstood tests is when girls pull away slightly after getting closer emotionally. Many men panic when this happens. They double text, overthink everything, or become needy. But psychologically, This distance is often a subconscious way of checking whether the connection is genuine or just temporary excitement. She wants to know if the man can maintain his own life, purpose, and confidence even when she is not constantly present. Neediness creates pressure, while independence creates attraction. A woman feels safer with a man who has emotional control and a meaningful life outside the relationship because it signals maturity. Girls also test honesty in subtle ways. They may ask questions they already know the answer to or bring up sensitive topics to see whether the man lies, avoids responsibility, or becomes defensive. Trust is one of the strongest foundations of emotional attachment. Once trust breaks, attraction often disappears slowly. That's why honesty becomes psychologically attractive even when the truth is uncomfortable. A confident man can admit mistakes without collapsing emotionally. Ironically, many men lie because they fear losing attraction, but dishonesty usually destroys attraction faster than imperfection ever could. Another reason girls test men is to measure effort and emotional investment. Sometimes a girl may stop initiating conversations just to see if the guy notices or cares enough to put effort into maintaining the connection. Relationships are emotional investments, and people naturally want reassurance that the other person values them equally. If a man only gives attention when it's convenient for him, it creates emotional imbalance. Girls notice energy more than words. They observe whether the effort feels genuine, forced, or temporary. Consistent effort signals emotional seriousness, while inconsistent attention creates doubt. Psychology also shows that women are highly sensitive to emotional energy. A girl may test how a man reacts to jealousy, frustration, or uncertainty because emotions reveal hidden personality traits. Anyone can pretend to be kind when life is easy, but pressure exposes the real person underneath. That's why difficult moments often become relationship turning points. A woman pays attention to whether a man becomes controlling, disrespectful, aggressive, or emotionally immature when challenged. These reactions help her predict what a future relationship with him might feel like. But here's where many men misunderstand everything. The goal is not to beat the tests or manipulate girls emotionally. Healthy attraction is not a game. The real lesson is that women are often searching for emotional safety, consistency, strength, honesty, and maturity before they allow themselves to fall deeply in love. The tests are usually unconscious emotional filters, not evil strategies. And the men who naturally pass these tests are usually the ones who already value themselves, control their emotions, respect boundaries, and live with confidence instead of desperation. At the end of the day, girls test men because attraction alone is not enough for love. Looks can create interest, but emotional security creates attachment. A girl wants to know whether a man can protect her peace instead of becoming another source of pain. She wants to know if he can stay calm during chaos, remain honest under pressure, and maintain his identity inside a relationship. That's why the strongest relationships are not built on chasing validation. They are built on trust, emotional stability, mutual respect, and genuine connection. And once a woman feels emotionally safe with a man, that is often the moment she stops testing and starts truly falling in love.